Iran, America, and Israel, what's the real reason behind their fight? There are 57 Islamic countries in the world, so why is it that America and Israel have focused only on Iran? To truly understand the conflict between Iran and the US, we need to go back all the way to World War II. We shall never surrender. During World War II, every country basically had two choices. Either support the British Empire or stand with Hitler. Most countries backed the British Empire. But at that time, the Shah of Iran sided with the British Empire. They teamed up with Hitler, and after that, Iran and Germany became really close friends. The British Empire didn't like this at all. So, Britain started attacking Iran from all sides and quickly began conquering the entire country. Seeing this, the Shah of Iran surrendered to the British Empire within a few days and begged them to save his throne. The British agreed, but on one condition: he had to step down, and his 22-year-old son would become the new Shah of Iran. This happened because his son, Reza Shah Pahlavi, was a loyal puppet of the British Empire. The new king of Iran was heavily inspired by the English. He wanted the people of Iran to dress just like Westerners, throw parties like them, and forget all their traditions. That's why from day one, he tried to distance Islam from the Iranian people. Because of this, he banned wearing the hijab in Iran, shut down many madrasas and mosques, and arrested the country's leading Islamic scholar. He started doing this, and music, parties, and alcohol began spreading all over Iran. There was even a time when Iran was producing so much alcohol that this Islamic country started exporting it worldwide. The king of Iran thought whatever he was doing was absolutely great. I mean, to be honest, he saw himself as the king of kings. One day, he even told King Faisal of Saudi Arabia, "Why are you stuck in the old ways? You should turn Saudi into a liberal country, just like the West." But the Saudi king, Faisal, refused to do that. But the funny thing is, today the same Saudi Arabia tells Iran to be a bit more liberal. But now Iran doesn't listen to them. After all, the Shah of Iran tried so hard to push Iran away from Islam that all the major Islamic scholars in Iran started opposing him. After that, these scholars began giving speeches against the Shah in mosques and madrasas. The biggest scholar among them was Ayatollah Khomeini. Khomeini and his followers started urging the people of Iran to rebel against the Shah. Oh, sure, waiting for it. Eventually, Khomeini's influence in Iran grew so much that the Shah of Iran arrested him and expelled him from the country for good. After that, Imam Khomeini left Iran and settled in Iraq, where a young leader was closely watching his every move. Gradually, even Saddam Hussein began to fear Khomeini's rising power. One day, Saddam even told the Shah of Iran that if he wanted, he could eliminate Khomeini by killing him. Something that was quite typical for Saddam, and we've already explained that fully. But Iran, the Shah said no, there was no need to kill him. That old Khomeini can't harm me in any way. Imam Khomeini started recording his speeches on cassettes while sitting in Iraq. These tapes were then secretly smuggled all across Iran. People got so inspired by Khomeini's words that little by little they began to see him as their leader more than the Shah of Iran. But removing the Shah wasn't going to be easy, since he had a very powerful army and full support from the super. Back then, America was like a boss, and in the Muslim world, it was America's favorite puppet. But at that time, when the Shah of Iran was at the peak of his power, he made the biggest mistake of his life. The flames of Persia, the world's biggest and most expensive party. Suddenly, one day, the Shah of Iran announced that to revive the great Persian Empire, there would be the biggest party ever held in Iran. This was a party where all the world leaders and top celebrities were invited. The Shah wanted to bring that Persian Empire back to life. He wanted it. A long time ago, during the caliphate of Hazrat Umar bin Khattab, Muslims destroyed the ancient city of Iran. For this party, a new city was built in the middle of Iran's desert. And the Shah of Iran ordered 600 limousines for his VIP guests. They served food on gold plates. After that, the Shah stood everyone up in front of him, sat on his golden throne, and declared himself the new emperor of the empire. But while the Shah was living his lavish lifestyle, the poor people of Iran started to think, we are starving here, struggling to find food and drink, while our king eats off a golden plate. That's why, after this party, the people of Iran quickly started leaning towards Imam Khomeini's ideas. Khomeini even declared in his tapes that Iran's king is the Yazid of our times. Gradually, Khomeini became so powerful in Iran that the king realized only one power could save him now: the superpower America. Just like his father before him, he went to beg the presidents of France and other countries, held a very important meeting together. At the end of this meeting, they clearly told the Shah of Iran that now no one could protect him from Khomeini. As soon as he heard this, the Shah left his country and fled for good. When Khomeini found out that the Shah had run away from Iran out of fear of him, after spending 14 years in exile, Imam Khomeini finally set off towards Iran. Never before in history had so many people gathered for any leader as they did for Imam Khomeini. People gathered to welcome Khomeini. About 7 million people welcomed Imam Khomeini in Iran, which was a world record. As soon as Khomeini arrived in Iran, for the first time, slogans like "Death to America" and "Death to Israel" started echoing across the country. Khomeini's followers arrested everyone in the American embassy. Khomeini even mentioned the American president by name, saying he wouldn't release those 50 people until America handed over the Shah of Iran to them. That's when the hostility between America and Iran began. But the Shah of Iran never returned. He didn't come, and after he died, his son declared himself the new Shah of Iran. Now, in Iran, Khomeini set up his new Islamic government. But as soon as Khomeini became Iran's leader, at the same time, a new leader also came to power right next door in Iraq, Saddam Hussein. The thing was, the rest of the world's leaders were really scared of Khomeini's power, because in his speeches, he kept urging Muslims everywhere to rise up against their rulers. Seeing this, Iraq's leader, Saddam Hussein, following the advice of America and Arab leaders, moved against Khomeini. Saddam attacked, leading to a brutal war between Iran and Iraq that lasted 8 years. Even though Saddam had the support of the whole world, he couldn't remove Khomeini from power. And right after the war ended, Khomeini passed away. His funeral was the biggest in history, with around 10 million people attending, making it the largest gathering for any leader ever recorded in the Guinness World Records. After that, Iran's ministers came together and, after Khamenei, they chose their new leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, a student of Ayatollah Khamenei, who is still Iran's supreme leader today. After the war with Iran ended, Iran's leaders realized that the US and Israel would never stop targeting them unless Iran had its own atomic bomb. But the problem was, making an atomic bomb isn't easy. It's a really complicated technology, and back then no one was willing to hand over that tech to Iran. So Iran was basically waiting for some kind of miracle, some country in the world to help them get their atom, help in making a bomb. And the strange thing is, that's exactly what happened. A country right next to Iran, the world's first Islamic country, Pakistan, made its first atomic bomb. Pakistan today successfully conducted 5 nuclear tests. After developing the atomic bomb, Abdul Qadir Khan very secretly started sending centrifuge technology to Iran to help them make their own bomb. The centrifuge machine is the most important thing for making an atomic bomb. It basically spins just like a washing machine, but instead of clothes, uranium is put in. If uranium is kept in this machine for a short time, up to 5%, it generates electricity. But if uranium is spun in this machine for a longer time, up to 90%, it creates an atomic bomb. Iran started using Pakistan's technology to quickly build nuclear plants. But as soon as Iran began all this, somehow the US found out about it. The US was somewhat okay with Pakistan